We can't let them decompose her. We can't.
So even though I very much enjoyed the Inhumanoids, and yes, there was like a thrill to it of being sort of like a horror, sci-fi horror cartoon for kids, that was meant mainly to sell toys. It was it had a cool storylines, but not all the characters, like the villains, like Metlar or Tendril, they weren't like so interesting. They were kind of annoying after a while. My favorite was always Decompose, because he had an interesting ability, and in the story, the episode "The Cult of Darkness," um, his promise of power to young people was there was something subversive about that, and many of the characters that are drawn to that idea in that episode are people who feel disempowered, who feel um, like they didn't have any power. And then in the 1980s, I think a lot of people did feel that way. They were seeing people with tremendous wealth and success, and they weren't getting any further ahead. So um, there's some unintended, perhaps, cultural commentary in some episodes, but in others, it's kind of the typical 80s Cold War stuff that, I don't know, hasn't aged very well. It's not so interesting. Um, I would have liked more of a focus on the monsters, that as being more complicated characters or layered, and I don't really get that sense from some of the monsters, whereas Decompose was fairly interesting in that he kind of falls in love with Sandra Shore when he turns her into a zombie monster woman. So that gave him, like, a little more complexity. I'd say he was the most interesting Inhumanoid, and they would have done better to focus on him. Um, yeah, but otherwise, I'd say it was just really there was nothing else like it, and they they did a great job, um, despite what it was intended to be. So I think it kind of transcended its toy commercial basis, and certainly became a cult favorite for good reason. And I highly recommend watching the series if and when you can. It is available on YouTube. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.